Super Mario World is an awesome game. Still holds up to this day, 30 years later. Freaking love it. But today we're not talking about no vanilla Super Mario World. I mean, what you're seeing on screen, if you've played this game recently on an emulator via the Super Nintendo Classic, whichever way you've played it, this is pretty much what you'd be seeing. This aspect ratio, the way it's set up, right? But today, that's not what we're worried about. We got something pretty cool going on, and that is the wide SNES version of Super Mario World. Super Mario World Widescreen. Not stretching it out, it's giving you more visible area of the game in a widescreen format, as if this game was released today for widescreen TVs. I think this is awesome. So this is from Vitor Vilela. There's a lot of people involved. The credits are down below. I'm going to guide you through this real quick because it's very simple. So the only thing you're going to have to find yourself is a Super Mario World USA ROM. The Internet Archive is the only hint I can give you if you don't have the ROM already. Very simple to find. But on this GitHub page, I'm going to put this link in the description. You're going to scroll down to the download section. The BPS patch and the BSO configuration file is what you're going to need. Here's all the credits for the people who helped as far as testing or tech support, that kind of thing. So a lot of people were involved in this. It was a massive undertaking. And from what I've seen so far, it's pretty sweet. It's definitely worth taking a moment to get this going. So once you have the BPS, the BSO, and your ROM ready, I would suggest putting everything into one folder so you know where everything's at. You are going to need BSNES HD Emulator in order to play this game. It's only, able to be played on that emulator. So you can either download it from this particular GitHub page right here, or look for the BSNES HD Beta Core on RetroArch. If you go here, it's going to give you a list of different versions. I downloaded the Windows one, but whatever you're playing on, there you go. A bunch of options there. Now, if you've never patched a game before, this is pretty simple. If you don't have a ROM patcher already, you could click this link to go ahead and download Flips right here. So once you're ready to do all that, and you have the emulator downloaded, the ROM, the patch, the patcher, the BSO file, we can get going here. So I have everything in this folder. I have the BSNES emulator. It's in here. The executable is in there. You would just launch that right there. But what we need is this BPS patch, and then you see we have the BSO patch, and then we do have the SFC, the actual ROM right here that I got, elsewhere, right? So this floating folder is Flips. We're going to open up Flips, click Apply Patch, select the patch, and then select the ROM, and then now it's going to save wherever you want the patched ROM. So I'm just going to save it in that folder there. Now, there's one other thing that you have to keep in mind here. So now we do have the SMW Widescreen.sfc. That's the actual ROM. So you have to make sure that and the BSO file are named the same. I already did this, and I put everything into one folder by itself to keep everything organized. The .srm file that you see there is just like the save for when you first launch a game through the emulator. So there's that. We're ready to launch the game. So back in our BSNES HD Beta Emulator, we can go ahead and load it up. So if you need to set up a controller, like I am using the Retrobit Legacy 16 wired USB controller, pretty sweet. Could also use the wireless one as well, but I just wanted to test this one out. I haven't tested this one out yet, but you can get this set up through the settings and all that. If you go into inputs, it should bring up your controller. If you select like one of these inputs, up, down, left, right, A, B, X, Y, L, and R, and you double click it with your mouse and then you press the button and it doesn't register your controller, just restart BSNES and it should recognize it as long as your PC recognizes your controller. Just one little tip for you there, right? So that's pretty much all we have to worry about. So we can go ahead and load game. And I am going to go ahead and select from that widescreen Mario, SMW Widescreen. So there's that. I do want to make sure that my output is at stretch. And we should be ready to go. Not stretched out. Not stretched the hell out. Just more area to be seen. This is pretty sweet. So let's go ahead and check this out real quick. And I hope this video was of help on getting this set up for yourself. Like I said, the only thing you really need to worry about is actually finding the Super Mario World USA ROM. But like I said, Internet Archive's your friend, man. You find everything there. And I know people got mad the last time I brought that up, but you know what? It's not a secret, dude. It's not a secret. Find it and you're good to go. So here we go. Let's go over here. See how this looks. Let me get my mouse off of the screen. There's a lot of settings with BSNES that you can mess around with. I'm not really going through any of that because I didn't really mess with anything other than the stretch option. But that BSO configuration should cover everything, I believe. So there we go. We got some classic Mario World, but just widescreen, as if it came out today. Like I said, this game holds up, man. This holds up quite well, in my opinion, as far as, like, old school games go. There's a lot of games from back in the day that just, they show their age. But, with so many, like, indie developers and stuff embracing, like, the past and being inspired by old school games and seeing, like, the innovations that they make, the games that they put out, and how they're still in similar styles to, like, this and plenty of other games out there. Going back to a game like this, I mean, what's Mario World's flaws? I don't know. I can't think of any. Is the game too easy? Maybe. I mean, it's all subjective stuff, but I mean, to me, this is one of those games that I have to play, like, yearly at least. Just, play through the game, because I just have so many fond memories of playing this and actually beating it the day it came out. My friend Jarrell back in the day, he picked up a Super Nintendo the day it came out. We stayed up all frickin' night playing Super Mario World until we beat it. And I remember there was, I don't know if you guys had these kind of stores back in the 90s, but I mean, plenty of people had, like ma and pa retro game stores. But if you remember, if you had it anyway, there was a few stores where they would have where you could trade games for other games. And the one store I remember going to, it was in Pomona, California. There was a little mom and pop shop. You would go in there. They had NES, Atari back in the day. Everything would have like a color-coded sticker on it, like a yellow, green, or red. And you could bring in any game you want as long as your game ranked the same and give them like a few bucks. I think it was like $5. You could just straight up swap. I thought that was a pretty cool idea. I mean, we did it occasionally, but I remember my friend and we went to that store. And, we were younger. So obviously we're out there talking crap, bragging like, dude, we beat Super Mario World last night. A guy was like, bullshit, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. Like, what happened at the end? And we explained everything. And he was, pretty much like, son of a bitch. Like, motherfucking kids are, dedicated to the cause, right? It was an awesome game, man. The Super Nintendo, holy crap. That's why I do a lot of Super Nintendo content on my channel. It's just, it wasn't the first system I ever owned. But it's one that, just brought gaming to the next level after the Atari and NES era, for me anyway. It brought things to the next level and was just freaking sweet, dude. So many awesome games for the Super Nintendo. And that's why I do a lot of content with it, because I love this system, man. Super Nintendo's like right up there for me. Like, favorite system of all time. If I was on a island all by myself and I can only have one retro console, oh my god, the Super Nintendo would most likely have to be it. It'd be kind of tough, man. I know I've talked about this plenty, but the Super Nintendo or the PlayStation 1, like if you could only do a retro console. PlayStation 1, so many awesome memories as well, dude, but Super Nintendo, man, some of my favorite games from the Super Nintendo were like re-released on the PlayStation, so it's a tough one. It'd probably be the PlayStation, or not the PlayStation, the Super Nintendo, because I still gotta have access to Mario, you know what I mean? Have that Mario All-Stars, hell yeah. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed this video, my little story time, showing you how to do this, playing it for a moment. This is pretty cool, man. Seeing this in a widescreen, I know all the work. I've followed the progress on this, seen some of the hiccups, the challenges, and it's pretty cool that this got out there. I appreciate what was done here. I mean, some people may look at this and be like, big deal. But no, there's a lot involved in getting this actually functioning properly. So, I mean, I appreciate it, and I think it's pretty damn cool. So, guys, really do appreciate you hanging out with me. Thanks so much. If you haven't subscribed, please consider it. Hit that like button or dislike if you just hate me. I mean, whatever, dude. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. But thank you, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out. Big ass thumb button in your face. Bye-bye and boom. Bye.